So what's going on, guys? It's Ace here, and today I wanted to go over what Infinity Ward has been tweeting on their Twitter, and it's actually really interesting because a couple days before they tweeted out, like, tweet me your guys' questions on what you guys want to know about Raven the Redwoods or just zombies in general with the hashtag IWZombies hashtag thing, and a lot of people have gotten replies to their tweets. And there are some really interesting responses. So I'm going to go over them. A couple of them, or like, I think all of them maybe. But like, there are a lot of them that are really interesting. And I'm going to be going over them in this video. So hopefully they can be really interesting. Because there's a lot of questions that are answered in these. And I think it's pretty game changing that, like, maybe, I'm pretty sure they're doing a better job of keeping with the fans than Treyarch did. But, you know, it's always going to be interesting to know what happens at the actual release date, because we don't know if they're actually going to implement all of these things, but it would be nice if they did. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to like put a picture up of the tweet on screen, hopefully I remember to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and read them aloud. So first off, we have someone who asked, what was the main inspiration for Raven the Redwoods? And then the hashtag IWZombies. So Call of Duty replied, which is probably Lee Ross on all of them, I'm pretty sure. But it is Brittany, a zombies designer, is a really big fan of 90s horror, and Ryan Bright used to DJ raves back in the day, so we mixed the concept into a Raven the Redwoods. So that's pretty interesting. They're taking a lot of ideas from people in their own little place where they make their games, but they're taking inspiration from people that are really close to them already. So it's really interesting how they're making their maps and how their interests are, and what they're trying to do with the story and how it relates to the Earth right now and like people here. But it's really interesting what they're doing with their inspiration. And so the next question is, will there be special guns to build in Raven the Redwoods? So Call of Duty replies, you just might see something like that in the Raven the Redwoods trailer if you look closely. And I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure the crossbow that you see in the trailer, which looks pretty cool, is probably gonna be one of the building weapons that you're supposed to make. Probably like one of the 4 pistols that you get in Zombies in Spaceland. But I feel like you're probably gonna be making the crossbow, and it might be overpowered. I'm not exactly sure. It looks pretty cool in the trailer, and some people might have missed it. Go watch it again if you did, but go ahead and see that it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's super colorful and nice, and so I would recommend going and checking it out. And so the next person asks, is there going to be a new perk? And Call of Duty says, yes. Want to know what they are? You'll just have to find out on January 31st on the PS4. Now that is interesting. They're already doing better than Black Ops 3 was in one part of their game, which is DLC adding new perks, new weapons, just new perks really. But they're adding a new perk, and they already had so many perks in Zombies in Spaceland, and so they're adding a new one in Raven the Redwoods. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of new perk it's going to be, because really I have no ideas on what they would make. Like, they basically gave us Banana Colada in Zombies in Spaceland, which is really cool. So I'm not sure what they're gonna add in the next DLC map, but it should be pretty interesting. Hopefully it fits well with the map. So the next one we have is, will the ticket system return in Raven the Redwoods? And Call of Duty replies, no tickets in Raven the Redwoods. We've changed the challenges to be personal this time and reward players with offhand weapons. I actually really like this idea. I didn't really like the ticket system, like, at all. They were kind of hard to get. It was kind of pointless to play games in the game of zombies. It's so hard when there's zombies around. And so I kind of like the not ticket system, but personal rewards where you get weapons and stuff. I feel like that's pretty cool. I'd rather have that than the tickets in Zombies in Spaceland. And plus, it doesn't make sense to have tickets in a raving party and stuff like that. So the next question is there double pack-a-punch? Are there any bumper cars? So Call of Duty's reply is, only if you were good enough in Spaceland. And were you? As for the bumper cars, not this time around. And that makes complete sense. I mean, you're not going to find bumper cars in, like, the woods. That would just be weird. And so they do not have bumper cars that's kind of sad, but still they have the double Pack-a-Punch. Probably that doesn't like specifically say it, but I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna have it, but you have to be like skilled enough to be able to get it, and I never really tried for it in Zombies in Spaceland, so I'm not really sure how good it is, but still, hopefully it's good in Raven the Redwoods, also if it was good in Zombies in Spaceland. So the next question we have is, can we get gestures to communicate with people that don't have mics? It would be awesome. And Call of Duty replies, great suggestion, we'll keep that in mind for future development, stay tuned. Now that is really, really interesting. They might make an like an emote system, kind of like they have in Battlefield 1, if anybody has played it, where gestures that like communicate. That's pretty cool. Like, if you could have that, because not a lot of people have mics on console, and so being able to communicate, like, do you want to do the Easter egg or something like that, would be really, really nice, so that you can communicate, because zombies, you have to communicate a lot to, like, get buildables done, and, like, just craft a lot of things, and so it's really nice that they have an idea of communication without mics, and they said that, yeah, that's a good suggestion, and we might do it. And so, in terms of replying to their fans and actually kind of listening to feedback, I feel like Infinity Ward is doing a much better job. I mean, they still don't have leaderboards, but they're replying. That's a good thing. Alright, so the next question we have is, will there be 90s music? And Call of Duty says yes, the music is legitimately what we are playing in clubs and raves back then. Techno, breakbeat, I think I said that right, okay, and Balearic house music. So that's also interesting. As you all know, that the Raven the Redwoods map is kind of themed in the 90s and not the 80s like the last map was. But there's gonna be music also, and music really, really helps with the map. Like it's nice to have music that actually flows with the map. Kind of like if you played Mob of the Dead, it flowed really, really well. And so hopefully the 90s music also is really, really nice with this map. I kind of liked Zombies in Spaceland. It was kind of a weird music, but like obviously it's the 80s, so it's not the same as right now. But hopefully the 90s music is also really good, and it kind of fits the theme. And so the next reply that Call of Duty did was to Liam Palavinci or whatever, and it was, will Perk jingles change to fit a 90s vibe? And Call of Duty says the jingles haven't changed, but the secret song in an original tune in the 90s breakbeat style. And so that's interesting. I mean, changing Perk's jingles every single DLC would be kind of bad, and like it would just kind of be a lot of work for them. And so I don't think it matters that much, but that's pretty cool that they're changing at least like the round music and stuff like that. So hopefully it works out well, but still I don't think it's really all that necessary to change the Perk jingles that much. And so the next question asks, is the Easter egg going to be harder than Zombies in Spaceland? And Call of Duty, it says, the Easter eggs in Raven the Redwoods are dependent on player skill level. So that's nice. They didn't say if it's harder or easier. It's going to be up to what we think when we actually get to the release date. Hopefully it's not just terrible, like it actually makes sense, like the Easter egg makes sense, and it's not so hard or just such a weird step, kind of like Revelations was, like the first step, nobody could find it for like a week or something. Hopefully it's not something like that, but it's something that relates to the storyline and is actually kind of good. But I have high hopes. Like the last Easter egg, it kind of seemed like it was pretty hard, but hopefully this one is a little bit more manageable. But still, if it's hard, it's a different Zombies game, so obviously it's going to be different from Treyarch. So the next one is, what's Lee's favorite time period? And he says the one I'm living in right now. Okay. The next question is, do you have plans to release any other game modes for Zombies alongside just the regular mode? And Call of Duty replies, we have prototyped some things, but want to focus on our efforts on each DLC episode. So that's kind of nice. They're not going to do modes, but I mean, it could be nice, it could be bad. But, I mean, it's their first game, so you got to cut them some slack. Like, why would they introduce new game modes if they're really starting off in their first game mode that has different mechanics than other Zombies games we've had in the past? So it's nice that they're really focusing on the DLC. I mean, they should have probably focused their efforts on leaderboards first. Shots fired. But still, I feel like it's nice that they're focusing on DLC. It's really nice that they are trying to make the game as good as possible and then add in extra stuff later. And so the next question is, how does it feel to be a team of legends, IW Zombies? Thank you for the kind words. We're just some folks trying to make the best Zombies experience we can. So I mean, I can see that they're trying. I can see that they're really proud of what they're doing. Hopefully it works out well. I didn't really get hooked to Zombies in Spaceland, but hopefully it's good. I don't want them to suck. I actually want them to do really good, but, like, realistically, I'm gonna speak my opinion in mind, and hopefully it just turns out well for them and for me and for everybody in the community that plays zombies. Hopefully they'll have a good time. And the next question is really, really interesting. In Rave, will there be subtle hints to the next DLC map? Sorry, Wyler Film. And then Call of Duty replies, did someone say intro, outro cinematic? And then an emoji. So, that is really, really interesting. We're gonna get an outro cinematic, like, guaranteed. Well, not guaranteed, but still, it's really, really possible that we're gonna get an outro cinematic, which we didn't get in Zombies in Spaceland. I mean, they could have done it, like, last minute. They might have done it last minute because everybody was like, oh, yeah, there's no outro cinematic in Zombies in Spaceland. Why is there gonna be one in the next map? Well, apparently, did someone say outro cinematic? That's actually really, really interesting, and that's really good. I want there to be an outro cinematic, so it kind of connects all the maps together. It's just really nice when all the maps have a decent flow, and you can, like, even Sledgehammer games with their AW Zombies, they had intro and outro cinematics, which was a really nice flow to all the maps. I actually kind of like the story of that one, but anyway, on to the next question. It says, will Lee Ross ever stop using that emoji? And he says, nope, and then he uses that emoji. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I think that's all the tweets that they have so far in regards to IW Zombies and Raven the Redwoods. So hopefully that's really something that you guys are looking forward to. All the things that they said that they might do, like stuff like emotes or like communication methods and new perks and just cool updates and cool new things that some that even Treyarch didn't even do. So, I mean, I love how we all compare it to Treyarch. Like, if it's a good thing, compare it to Treyarch. If it's a bad thing, compare it to Treyarch. But still, hopefully it'll be a fun game mode, and this sheds some light on what it could be, Raven the Redwoods could be. And so, yeah, I think it has potential. It really does. I don't really like the trailer that much, but I feel like if they do it right, they could be a really satisfying experience. And in the end, like, you really want to please people who are buying the game for $100 for the season pass and stuff. So hopefully this DLC goes well. It's the first DLC, it should go well, and hopefully it does because it's supposed to set the bar for every other DLC. And hopefully the next DLC and the ones after that are also really, really good. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new to this channel. I do a lot of zombies content. Like the video if you did find something new and interesting that you learned today. And yeah, that should be it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't just do it, ace it. And I need to add something a little bit. I'll probably be streaming this weekend for like a test stream, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming on the day that Raven the Redwoods comes out. It depends on how much interested I am at Raven the Redwoods, but hopefully it'll be good, and I might just do it later on Tuesday, the day that it's coming out. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.